The fire was still burning, but weaker than before. In the last episode, fire gave them hope. Tonight, it would test whether they deserved to survive. The African savanna stretched endlessly under a pale, lifeless sky. Dry, golden grass whispered as the wind passed through it, carrying dust, ash, and the distant smell of danger. The Homo erectus group huddled close together, their stocky bodies tense, eyes reflecting the fading flames. They had learned one truth too late. Fire scares predators, but it also reveals prey. From the darkness beyond the acacia trees, unseen eyes watched. Not curious, not afraid. Hungry. A sudden rustle cut through the silence. Every muscle in the group tightened. Hands gripped crude stone tools, chipped and worn from earlier hunts. One adult male, his arm still scarred from the previous encounter, stepped forward slowly, shielding the children behind him. The fire crackled softly, shrinking with every breath of wind. Shadows grew longer, closer. Then came the sound of a low, vibrating growl that seemed to rise from the earth itself. A lion, not one, but more. The group froze. Running would mean death. Standing still might mean the same. The leader struck two stones together desperately, sparks leaping into the air. For a brief moment, the flames flared brighter, and the growls stopped. But the savannah never gives mercy for free. As dawn approached, the predators retreated, leaving behind silence thick with fear. The group survived the night, but they were weaker now, hungry, exhausted, running out of luck. Morning light revealed a harsh truth. Their water source had dried into cracked mud. Footprints of animals covered the ground, proof that others had passed through and taken everything. The group began to move. Every step through the tall grass drained what little strength remained.
Children!
Stumbled. Adults carried stones and spears heavier than before. The sun climbed higher, burning without pity. Hours passed before they heard it. Water. A distant stream cut through the land like a promise. The group rushed forward, desperation overpowering caution. They drank deeply, water spilling down their chins, bodies trembling with relief. But water attracts life, and life attracts death. Across the stream, another group appeared. Homo erectus, strangers. Their bodies were scarred, their expressions unreadable. The two groups stared at each other, unmoving. No words, no gestures. Only instinct. One wrong move could start a war that none of them could afford. Slowly, the leader lowered his weapon, a sign of peace. The strangers hesitated, then mirrored the gesture. For a moment, the world held its breath. They shared the water, not because they trusted each other, but because survival demanded it. As the sun began to set, the two groups parted ways, carrying with them a lesson carved deep into their memory. Not every thread has claws. Some walk upright. Night fell again. The fire was smaller now, protected carefully, fed with the last dry branches they could find. The group gathered closer than ever before, bound by something stronger than blood-shared fear. A child reached toward the flame, eyes wide with wonder. Warmth, light, life. But beyond the circle of firelight, the savannah waited, patient, unforgiving. This land had existed for millions of years before them, and it would continue long after. Survival was not about strength alone. It was about learning, adapting, and choosing when to fight and when to trust. As the camera pulls back, the small fire becomes a fragile dot in the endless African wilderness. Tiny, defiant, alive. Because in this ancient world, every sunrise was earned, and every night survived was a victory written in fire and fear. The story of humanity was only just beginning.